the #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Is it possible there's free beer downstairs? It's half empty up here. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, half full. Greg Gifford, where's my little clicky thing? Green? Greg Gifford said yesterday, if you put bullet points up on the screen, kittens will die. I'm very sorry, kittens. I have some bullet points for you today. I've done this for a couple of years. It's a study using Systrix data to try and highlight the leading content hubs that are ranking in Google search, so directory level. I'm not looking at domain level here. We've gone through a shitload of data and done some curation and some human analysis on it. No AI involved with this, so this is pure data. And apart from whatever goes into Google's side of things, which I think is interesting to think about. Before I go through all this, though, there's a bit of breaking news, which I think is relevant to anyone that's in the retail industry. This is not personal finance, but The Range brought the Wilco digital assets yesterday, or announced that they did, for 5 million. So this together makes about the 50th most visible website in the UK in Google search. So there's a couple of ways this could go, and I think people should watch this, because either they keep the 2 domains and they take 2 positions in the top 10 for a lot of searches, or they attempt one of the biggest redirects in the e-commerce sector, and it's going to be very fun to watch, and if they screw up, everyone else is going to benefit. So £5 million, 35 staff, thank goodness, were retained and moved on to the project. If you look at the potential, so if you look at what The Range is trying to rank for but haven't got to page 1 for, there's about 288,000 clicks in that Wilco domain that will go to The Range. This is a very significant amount of visibility. And in total, if you look at the traffic that comes to the website and you were to try and buy that with Google Ads, it's going to cost a couple of £1 million a month to get that. So maybe 5 million isn't too much, but then you've got the staff costs and all the other stuff that's going along with it. So that's just something I wanted to highlight. Keep an eye on that one. And these are the 2 domains. I'll talk about what these graphs mean. It's basically share of search, small drops at the latest core update, but in general, 2 very, very strong domains. Right, so when I started this, I asked myself, what is personal finance? And actually, I'd like to ask you too. Now, first, who is involved with personal finance? Hands up. So about 3 of us, so most of you are here for the other talkers. That's good. So you are not allowed to answer, but shout out, what does personal finance mean to you? Loans? Huh? How you look after money? I was looking at pensions. Yeah, I was looking at pensions. I had a very positive view of this sector. Those of you that work in the sector will know that it's not quite like that. It's there's a bit of a grey side to it, a dark side, depressing side to it, actually. Some of the keyword search volumes there for how do I make free money from the government, payday loans, bad credit loans is interesting. There's a huge amount of search volume there, and those that are working in this industry will know what I'm talking about. Huge amounts of informational queries, knowledge, and then obviously you're not buying a product, you're signing, you're downloading and signing, and so that's the journey there. As part of the study, we took 4 million domains, went through all the directories of those 4 million domains, and that is a good 40 million directories, ranking directories in the UK, Google UK search. And what we did was to try and find the directories for which the keywords that are ranking are mostly on page 1. Talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We took keywords, we took the key sectors within the industry, curated a whole bunch of keywords there from tens of thousands down to around 500 or 600 in 2 sectors. We tried to create a sector, or a bucket, with mostly no informational searches within it, and one with mostly do commercial searches in it. So we split this up into two sort of groups, this study. And what we can do is we can look at these buckets of keywords, we can break them down into clusters, and then we can look at some of the keywords. So I've brought along some trends as well, and I need some help with some of these trends because there's some stuff in there that I actually don't understand. Here's the 5-year group trend for the do keywords. So there's 473 keywords. If you're looking at a content project for this sector, the person that is paying for this is probably going to be happy with this sort of a graph over time, and that's a 5-year graph. Things are pretty stable. On the no intent keywords, I think even if you ignore the first 3 there's a general sort of upwards trend. So you're working in this industry, keyword growth is there across the keywords that we looked at. At Systrix, we've got a very useful clustering tool. It takes, very simple, all the SERPs that we have. We gather SERPs on a very large scale, and we try and look for the keywords that are clustered together within Google search. We don't put any AI on top of it or any of our own algorithms. We use purely what Google's doing, which I think is one of the cleanest, purest ways to look at clustering. And we came up with a load, and I can show you the 5-year search trends for some of these areas as well. Free money. Interesting that the average CPC there was £1.90. There's a growth in that trend as well. I'm only showing the ones that are growing here. Learning about money, £2.78, the average cost of a click in that sector. Financial planning, which we were talking about. Ooh, that's close. Watch out for that one. £9.88. Pension advisors, loan shops near me, which we sort of get into the depressing side of the thing, and how to make extra money. I think there was online on there. All of these subsectors, and I had about 50 different clusters. These were the ones that were sort of highlighted as growing. We looked into single keyword trends as well, growth over the last I think 3 to 5 years. Let's start with this one. Low interest loans. It's pretty obvious what's going on there. Interest rates are going up. People are looking for the best offers. That's a very recent trend. This is July 2023 here. A little bit of more of a long-term one, which I think is post-COVID, is make money online from home. It makes me laugh. I wonder whether that's really while I'm working from home. My side project, how to make money. And these are the ones I need help with, so maybe you can help me. I have no idea what old money aesthetic is. It popped up in my searches. Anyone? Sorry? It's like a dress. Oh, it's a fashion thing, is it? Well, like sort of geezers with gold chains and what, darling? No? No? All right, okay. Well, okay. All right. Not too different from what you're wearing today. Right, well, moving on. I'm going to give you a hat for that. I assume this is a brand, Navuna. Anyone work for Navuna or know about it? Does anyone know about it? No. Oh, okay. So I assume it's a new brand of... B2B, is it? Okay. Well, that's popping up as a trend. I had to double take on this one. TikTok loans has nothing to do with TikTok. It's another brand doing loans. I don't know what this one is. Anyone? Credit Spring. So this is obviously people working on their brand visibility. I assume there's been radio, TV ads for this. And this one, which relates to the sort of travel industry that I did in April, free child place holidays, search volume for that has gone up. That matches actually the all-inclusive holiday search trend, which has gone up as well. There are a few more, and these are keywords that are associated with vouchers. So people looking for, discount vouchers. I don't know many of these. I have no idea what Skims is. I've heard of Get Your Guide. It's something to do with travel industry. Viator, I have to be careful on the auto spell check for that one. Ninja, I think, is air fryers. That one's, to me, I think is Ninja repairs, Ninja spares, Ninja recipes now. The whole air fryer market is dipping very quickly. UK Lash, fashion.
It's an eyelash serum.
Ah, serum?
Yeah.
Okay. Represent, fashion, serum. Blakely, no idea, Stacia. So these are in the last month's data. Excuse me, the last month's data, some of the codes that people were looking for. Right, Systrix, we gather SERPs on a very, very large scale, and what we very simply do is pivot that into a share of voice in search data for each domain, directory, and URL by weighting the keywords, search volume, and the position. It's a very simple operation. We do it very quickly, every single day for 1 million keywords for 40 countries. So we've got this very low lag data. You might have seen us being used for core update data. We're one of the quickest to provide data on movements within search for your domains. And we come up with this visibility index thing. Okay, so the data you're looking at here is based on that visibility index. It kind of looks like this. This is Poundland after the core update. They completely lost everything, and they've just bought a bunch of Wix sites. So they're really going for the bricks and mortar, these guys. Interesting, I looked at their website. Have a look. Go for Glue Gun. Glue Gun picture, price, description, Glue Gun. No availability, no ordering, no nothing. It seems that Google doesn't think that's good for the customer journey for Glue Gun. So this is one of the biggest percentage drops I've seen from a rather large e-commerce site in a core update, despite the fact that the last core update wasn't that big. Well, it didn't have a massive impact across search. Money Compare, so we're getting back into personal finance here. This is the new brand for Money Facts. They switched domains, so, it looked pretty good, but when you put the two VIs together for the two different domains, there's a bit of work there to do. This is that classic, the guys, look at the work I've been doing from 0, million%. The big picture is something different. I haven't looked too deeply into that one. Maybe they've taken content away, might have split into two domains. We don't know too much. But that's the sort of graphic we can provide. Here's 3 domains within the personal finance industry. Money Supermarket, being caught up by Compare the Market. Is that the meerkats thing, Compare the Market? All right. I don't live in the UK, so I don't get, but I heard about the meerkats. But it's interesting here to be looking at your competitors, and this sort of growth is the sort of thing you need to be aware of when you're looking at competitors. The 3 domains did lose in the last core update. Right, onto visibility leaders. I've got 7 minutes. I want to show you the winners and some analysis that was done by Callum Lockwood from Resignal. We got him in, and he's been doing the visibility leaders for over a year now to analyze and try and highlight why things are working. So I want to show you the examples, the winners, and why things are working. As I mentioned, we've done this, loads of domains. We came up with 50,000 high-performance directories. What's high performance? Over 33% of the keywords ranking for a directory were ranking on page 1. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was 25%. You've got to do better now to have a high-performance directory. It's a very good indicator, based on all the research we've done many times, that a cluster, a directory is performing well for Google. It's well linked, it's well focused, and to be honest, if 40% of your keywords are ranking on page 1, you've done your job well, that's clear. These are the winners for 2023 personal finance. Anyone involved with any of these domains? Because I have awards for you, which I'll send. No? Yeah. How do I pronounce that, by the way? Omacle, O-M-A-C-L? Omacle? No idea. Right, let's have a look. Stepchange.org. This was very interesting because it's a non-profit. It's an NGO. It's supported, from what I can work out, by banks, financed by banks, presumably under direction from the government. I don't know. But this is a charity website, two registered charities that have really, really pushed and taken over in the commercial search sector for personal finance. Obviously, it's information, targeted people having issues, and 50% of the keywords ranking within this directory here, which is the How We Help directory, are ranking on page 1. It's actually fairly easy to see why that happened. I mean, they obviously specialize in one thing. There's no ads on there at all. There's tons of testimonials. There's some very happy feedback. Content is fantastic. The backlink, I mean, look at this backlink profile, right? I'm going to flash this up for about a second, and you will all be able to understand this is a good backlink. Oh, wait, that wasn't it. Backlink profile, right. Bang, bang, bang. You saw a number of domains there. If we can do that in what was half a second, Google will do that in about a millisecond. I can have a look at backlink profiles for domains now and instantly see whether it's organic, whether it's link building, or whether it's black hat. Look at that, BBC, NHS. Clearly they do, as a charity organization, have a little bit of an advantage. They're not trying to make money from their content, so it's a little bit difficult to compete with that sort of stuff. The next one moves into a tougher area of personal finance. Topical clusters, great landing pages, and the actual content area was quite small. We're talking about payday loans from OMACL. They had a 30% ranking, 30% of the keywords ranking were ranking on page 1. Interestingly, there's a whole lot more they could do. All this stuff here is potential, right? Page 2, page 3, maybe not some of the stuff here, but there's definitely potential there. Some of the keywords, you might not be able to see that at the back. Payday loans, bad credit, we've got number 1 for loans that accept everyone. Someone told me this is actually illegal in the UK, loans that accept everyone, but it's the expression that people are using to search. So it's interesting, you've got to match the searcher's intent here, in this case, even if it might be illegal. And 5-year trends for some of these terms here, you can see, well, there's some dropping. This is all interesting information. Topical clustering, which we were talking about in the previous talks. Clustering is extremely important. The journey was great, good internal linking and good outgoing links. So Callum highlighted the fact that it was taking the customer beyond the website to more information, reference information, and he thinks that that's a good trait for these winning sites. Next one, Investopedia. I think you probably all know Investopedia. It's a very long-running, very big website, informative website. I think it's basically an affiliate site, isn't it? I think that's what they're trying to do. 69,596 keywords, 46% were ranking on page 1. Just this area, /ask, has a visibility index of 10. 99.99% of domains have a visibility of less than 0.1. So this is huge. It actually sits up there with the visibility index for BMW, for Staples. So this single directory is very, very big, but it's extremely, extremely successful. Look at, if you were going to buy the traffic for this domain, nearly £800,000 a month. So serious business there. If you're working in that area, take a look at them. Look at how they write. Think about their brand. Look at the EAT qualities of the website. Look at the backlink profile, and all those sort of things to help you, if you want to compete, to help you create the best content possible. So EAT signals were there, expert author, expert editor, free education material. Callum was saying that the journey there was very free of advertising. There were no blocks to reading the educational material. You obviously get a lot of information material which has a lot of marketing in it and good internal linking. That comes up so many times, good internal linking. The last one here, hl.co.uk, which is Hargreaves Lansdown. They have a very small informational area called /beginners guides. HL is a big website, but this is a new, interesting, small site, 6 URLs, a couple of thousand clicks a month. I think that's quite interesting. If you want a nice example of a small website that's performing extremely well, take a look at that, /beginners guides. Good deep backlink profile, and no jargon buster required, so it was written in plain English, which I think is useful. There's a bunch more. I'm going to give you a QR code. Don't worry about this. The whole report will be published next week. And before I've only got 8 seconds, but I want to highlight, these are the authors, sorry for the report. I want to highlight something I've been highlighting in previous visibility leaders. brightoncharterfishing.co.uk, this is the front page of it. It hasn't even got an H1 that matches the domain. I love this website because it's performing really well, and it's clearly written by the person that's the expert. The photos are all there. It's obviously not AI. When we first looked at it, 2022, 44.1% of the keywords ranking for /sea fishing trips were on page 1. It's slightly down here. Great organic value from a very small website. It's in Brighton, and I promised last time I'd try and get in touch with the guy involved with this, and I found him. It's Ray Byrne. The camera's there, right? Ray Byrne, if you're watching this on YouTube, mate, give us a call. We want you on this stage next April so that we can ask you how you do your SEO. I think what he said to me in email, watch out agencies. I'm a self-taught web designer who never uses outside help, self-taught on SEO over 20 years, kind of proud of these results. It's all about providing great content. I mean, you got it, right? It's a small website. The only thing, he said, after this, I'm planning a relaunch. I was like, don't do it, mate. Don't do it, Ray. All right, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the talks. And that's the QR code.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.